Good morning. Hope you're doing well. And if you're not, then you're in the perfect place. So take a comfortable seat and we will close our eyes. Taking a few deeper breaths, shrug the shoulders, feel the sides of the ribs. Breathe into those spaces. Notice the bottom back ribs as you breathe. Move a little as you make the shoulders undulate. Move the head, neck, just feel into the body, the body's inclination to hold tension. And a lot of what we're interested in doing is supporting it and releasing. Slowly come back to stillness. Let your belly relax. So it's important that you feel relatively comfortable. And it's not that it's always comfortable, that quite often when we're seated in a position for any period of time, the body will tend to tense up a little or slump a little. And it's a little bit of a game that if it feels like it's too much and it's distracting from your practice, then please feel free to move. That's perfect. But then sometimes you can notice what's going on, a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of noise. In the same way there's mind chatter or there's sounds around us. And we can kind of acknowledge what's there and still be with our practice. And if you think about it, ultimately, although to practice, we have this word practice, we go into a cordoned off space, almost like a laboratory in a sense. It's quiet as best we can. And yet when things are going off, it's usually in a noisy environment, isn't it? When things are difficult or challenging, and our capacity to tap into this state or these states of equanimity, or our ability to be with these challenges in more and more skillful ways, is where our practice is bringing us. So let yourself, as we begin this morning, just become receptive. Just notice. Notice the sounds. Just observe. Let your face begin to relax. Let your eyelids get heavy. Can your jaw release at all? Even moving your jaw around. Just move it and feel and notice, is there tension there? And once you know it's there, you can then begin to soften. Even your tongue can rest in your mouth. Shoulders can relax. And then we bring the attention to the breath. If possible, we're breathing through our nose, with the attention just resting gently at the entrance to our nostrils. Just observing the sensation in that space. And whether you're with simply the breath this morning, or you're with a myriad of internal stuff, noise, dialogue, all of that's perfect. So it's really important that this practice doesn't become a way that we give out to ourselves, or we create another problem. This practice is about acceptance ultimately. It's about developing a radical acceptance for ourselves. And it doesn't mean we don't have aspirations and we're not going to grow and things aren't going to change. But it means in this moment, we are perfectly acceptable. And that includes all of our flaws, our neurosis, our stuff. And this is part of the human condition, all of this imperfection. There's nothing wrong with it. So when noise comes up, let it be there. Let it be fine. You notice it. Oh, look, there's some noise, or there's some anger, or there's some frustration, or there's some hunger, or there's some whatever. And as you notice it, as you become aware of it, then you just come back to the breath. And over the course of our practice, even if you're with the breath for 30 seconds, that's a good practice. Inhaling and exhaling. And now if we begin to deepen our breath, inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4. Slow, steady, simple. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. At the top of the next inhalation, pause for a count of 2 and do the same at the end of the exhalation. Stay with the breath and relax into the practice. Stay with the breath. And then after the next exhalation, can we come back to our natural breath? And we'll bring the hands then together in front of the heart. So our practice is simply supporting the body's natural inclination to rebalance. And as that begins to happen, we simply feel better. There is, of course, a lot of you will have noticed through the practice it can be difficult in moments, maybe at the beginning or when we're kind of releasing layers. But even now, if you notice after those few minutes of breathing, here's a little bit more ease, a little bit more space. And in Sanskrit, they have this word abhyasa, which means the merit achieved from continuous practice. So particularly for those of you who are sticking to this and doing it every day, you'll be noticing in some ways how this practice is supporting you, how this process of just slowing down, taking a moment, breathing, and just becoming present to the very simple qualities, the very simple moment. So thank you so much for continuing to join in, and if you have any feedback, please feel free to let me know. And to ourselves and to each other, let's bow. Perfect. Great work. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be great. And there's some workshops that are up on my website. Saturday week is the first one. So we're going to be looking at the nervous system, the mind and the nervous system, and how they work, and how we work with the two sides of the nervous system and begin to balance it. And then we're going to work with the physical body and look at all the, the bones, joints, back, spine, how we begin to really align and work with all of that. And then the following one, we're working with the emotional body, which is really the heart, how we access that space. So movement, breath, some philosophy, some information around it, some poetry over the course of those 3 weeks. And there, the information's on my website. And I wish you a great day. Okay.